Hello students, how are you all? Welcome to Tungal online classes. So in our last video, we have started assignment number 1, in which there are 5 chapters: basic concepts of chemistry, structure of atom, chemical bonding, periodic table and hydrogen. So in that, basic concepts of chemistry, concepts, brief synopsis and bits we have completed. In this session, I am going to discuss concepts of structure of atom briefly, followed by bits. So before moving to bits, we have to recall all the formulas once. So in this chapter, we are going to study about fundamental particles like electron, proton, neutron, nucleons, etc. First, electron. As you know that electron was discovered by J.J. Thomson by cathode ray discharge tube experiment. So in this case, so whatever the material you took in the discharge tube and whatever the electrode you took, then there is no change in the cathode rays. It means the behavior of cathode rays does not depending upon nature of electrode and nature of gas which is taken in the cathode ray discharge tube. So after that, proton was discovered by Goldstein by cathode ray discharge tube only. Those are called anode rays. So anode rays are moving from cathode to anode. Now, anode rays are positive charged, cathode rays are negative charged. Anode rays are nothing but protons are positive charged ions. These are depending upon the gas taken in a particular cathode ray discharge tube. But in electrons, independent, but here dependent. Neutrons discovered by James Chadwick by bombarding alpha particles on beryllium sheet. So now we should know about the charge of electron, charge of proton, charge of neutron, mass of these 3 particles. Those are very, very important. Now, first one, fundamental particle. So that is electron, second one proton, third one neutron. Now, electron charge will be, charge of electron is minus 1.6099 into 6020 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs it is. For proton, the value will be same, but this will be positive value, students. Plus it is. For neutron, almost 0 it is. Neutral it is. Mass of these 3 fundamental particles are, so it is 9.109 into 10 to the power of minus 31 kilograms it is. So next, mass of proton is, mass of proton 1.6726 into 1.6726 into 10 to the power of minus 27 kgs, and it is also almost close, 1.674 something into 10 to the power of minus 27 kgs. These values are very, very important, students. We need to remember, and while solving problems, these values play a key role to get answer. After this, E by M ratio, it means charge to mass ratio they are expecting. By these values, you can say charge to mass ratio very easily. For example, charge to mass ratio of electron is, so charge minus 1.6020 into 10 to the power of minus 19 by 9.109 into 10 to the power of minus 31 kgs. Coulombs by kgs, then you'll get units, coulomb per kg. So on solving you'll get answer. After this, the next experiment is Rutherford alpha ray scattering experiment, which is useful to measure or to predict the nucleus present in an atom. So Rutherford alpha ray scattering experiment we read. I am not giving all the points. By this he discovered nucleus in the atom. The size of nucleus is 10 to the power of minus 10 meters, and the size of nucleus is 10 to the power of minus 15. Size of atom is 10 to the power of minus 10 meters. Finally, electron and nucleus attracted by electrostatic force of attraction, like Earth revolve around the sun, electron also revolve around the nucleus. So these are the points need to remember as per alpha ray scattering experiment. Next, after this, nature of EMR, electromagnetic radiation. So any charged particle moving with high speed, that to microscopic object moving with high speed, then generates alternate electrical field as well as a magnetic field. Thus electrical and magnetic field traveled in the form of wave. Such electrical and magnetic field waves called electromagnetic radiation. There are many radiations we know already: alpha rays, beta rays, gamma rays, X-rays, UV, IR, visible, microwave. Many waves are there. Here we need to remember in this objective point of view. So first observe, this is a scale first of all. So UV rays, visible rays, next IR rays, next microwave, last radio waves. So when you move from left to right, wavelength will be decreases. It has more wavelength when compared with this radio waves. What are the radio waves? Wavelength decreases, frequency increases, right? So the important properties of wave are very, very important, students. Those are the important properties are. So what is the frequency? Next, wavelength. Yes. First one is wavelength. Wavelength is indicated by lambda. The distance between the two adjacent crests or troughs called wavelength. It is the wave, students, and this is crest. It is a trough between these 2 points. The distance is called wavelength. Wavelength units are meters, SI units. Also we can measure in nanometers, angstrom units, picometers. You know unit conversion. 1 angstrom unit equal to 10 to the power of minus 8 centimeters minus 10 meters. Next, after that, frequency. Number of waves passing through a particular point per second called frequency. So frequency units are hertz, also called second inches, right? So nu is equal to C by lambda. You know formula already, students. So nu is equal to frequency, C is equal to light velocity, and lambda equal to wavelength of a light, right? Next, after that, time period. So number of waves required for number of waves passing through a particular point per second. It means time required to pass a wave through a particular point called time period. Time period is nothing but 1 by nu. Right. Next, nu bar. Nu bar is nothing but wave number. Wave number means number of waves in unit length called wave number. It is inversely proportional to wavelength. So 1 by wavelength units are meters. 1 by meter is nothing but meter inverse. This is the unit for wave number. You have to remember wave number, frequency and wavelength. Getting? These are very, very important for us. After this, the next concept required for objective is, so Planck's quantum theory. Next one is Planck's quantum theory. Planck's quantum theory. So here particles having electrons can release or absorb energy. Electromagnetic radiation can release energy. That energy is equal to E is equal to h nu. If n number of photons are there, n h nu. Nu is equal to, you know already, E is equal to n h c by lambda. N h c by lambda. So this is the formula. It's very, very important. From this you can find wavelength, otherwise frequency, otherwise energy, and h is equal to Planck's constant. From this, h is equal to E by nu. It is E by nu. Energy units are, so it is h is equal to energy into, so energy into nu means seconds, energy into frequency. Nu means second inverse shifted to numerator becomes seconds. Second nothing but the time. The dimensions of Planck's constant is energy into time, otherwise energy into time, otherwise energy into second, right? It's Planck's quantum theory. Students, I am giving only formulas, but not the full concept. It's very difficult to discuss the whole concept. So formulas and some key points are required. Those only I'm discussing for a CET point of view. After this, photoelectric effect. So if you observe photoelectric effect, it was given by first Hertz. Photoelectric effect first explained by Hertz. After him, Einstein came and he explained clearly photoelectric effect. Take a metal surface. This is the metal surface. Metal means positive ions and electrons are tightly held together by a metallic bond. So metals are nothing but first A group elements like alkaline earth metals, potassium, rubidium, sodium, lithium. So in most of the experiments, potassium, rubidium and cesium they are using for photoelectric effect. Remember? So it is a photoelectric effect we are studying now. Photoelectric effect. Okay. When a light incident on this particular metal surface, this electron will be ejected in the form of a wave. This electron called ejected electron. Which electron that is? Ejected electron. So something work done must be there to break the bond between which one? Metal and electron. This energy is nothing but h nu naught, that is called work function. Nu naught is called threshold frequency. It means minimum frequency required to break the attraction between the metal and electron. So now this work done is equal to h nu naught, that is called work function. It is called work function. Now here something energy I am passing, it is nothing but E is equal to h nu. It means h nu energy of light is incident on the metal surface, Among this H nu, something energy is utilized to break the bond between metal and electron, and the rest energy will be used to eject the electron. Once again, if 100 joules of energy when I passed, then 50 joules used to break the bond between metal and electron, and the rest of the 50 joules is the velocity of ejected electron. Getting all of you? This ejected electron has which energy? That is kinetic energy. Right, students? So I am passing totally H nu 100. It is 50 consumed to break. That is H nu naught. And the rest of the 50 utilized to eject the electron. That is called kinetic energy. Finally, kinetic energy is equal to H nu minus H nu naught. Simply kinetic energy is equal to H nu minus nu naught. It is the formula, students. Right? Ke means kinetic energy of an ejected electron. H nu is energy of incident radiation. H nu naught is work function. Nu is frequency of incident radiation. Nu naught is threshold frequency required to eject the electron. Here 2 points required for us. The important points are number of ejected electrons proportional to intensity. So number of ejected electrons directly proportional to intensity of radiation passed. Next, kinetic energy is directly proportional to frequency of incident light. These 2 points are very, very important. If frequency increases, the kinetic energy of ejected electron also increases. And intensity of the light incident will be increases, number of ejected electrons also increases. These 2 points are very, very important. This is about photoelectric effect. Next, students, after that, spectrum. Spectrum means an array of anything is called spectrum. Best example, when white light is passed through water droplets, then divided into Vibgyor. Rainbow we know already. When sunlight, nothing but a white light, passed through rain water or rain droplets in the atmosphere, then split up into 7 colors, Vibgyor. Such series of radiations called spectrum. So here, spectrum, an array of different radiations or a series of different radiations called spectrum. Right? It is sunlight, so sunlight it is passing through a nickel prism, then divided into different colors like Vibgyor. These colors, when I observed on a photographic film or plate, this is called spectrum. What is this? Spectrum. An array of light called spectrum. Getting, students? Spectrum, this light is nothing but released from electrons in our atom. Imagine, when passed through a prism and analyzed on a photographic plate, the obtained object called spectrum. Spectrum classified into 2 types: continuous spectrum, discontinuous spectrum. Continuous spectrum means all the radiations are merged into each other, there is no separation. Discontinuous means there is a separation. So discontinuous again classified into emission spectrum and absorption spectrum. Emission means the emitted light from atoms passing through, this light is emitted light, passing through a prism and analyzed on a photographic plate. The obtained one is called emission spectrum. Absorption spectrum. Sometimes when you pass the light through an atom, this is pass the light. Some light will be absorbed, some will not be absorbed. So for example, 1, 2, 3, wavelength 1, wavelength 2, wavelength 3. 1 and 2 will be absorbed. 1 and 3 absorbed and 2 will not be absorbed. This is passing and analyzed on a photographic plate. The spectrum obtained called absorption spectrum. Sometimes all the radiations of light will not be absorbed by an atom. Some will be absorbed, some will not be absorbed. Unabsorbed will be passing through nickel prism and analyzed on a photographic plate. The spectrum obtained called absorption spectrum. Many elements were discovered by a method called spectroscopy. The study of spectrum called spectroscopy. Helium available in sun, that was discovered by spectroscopy. Many metals like sodium, potassium, rubidium discovered by spectroscopy. Now again spectrum, discontinuous spectrum classified into two types: line spectrum, band spectrum. Line spectrum means on the spectrum or photographic plate continuous lines are there. These are all lines. Line spectrum only given by atoms. It is the characteristic spectrum of atoms. Next, band spectrum. Few lines are grouped together then forms a band. Grouped together then forms a band. This is called band spectrum. Band spectrum is one of the characteristic of molecules, right students? This is about spectrum. Now hydrogen spectrum, very important. Hydrogen spectrum, the important one for objective purpose is hydrogen spectrum. Hydrogen, line, emission, hydrogen, line, emission spectrum. When a sample of hydrogen is taken, this is a hydrogen sample. It contains a hydrogen molecule, many hydrogen molecule students, not one, many hydrogen molecules. So when you pass a light through this or when you heat it, then this will be broken. The hydrogen bonds will be broken, then forms hydrogen atoms. These are molecules. When heat is passed, becomes hydrogen atoms. These hydrogen atoms release some energy. Whenever you pass heat or electricity, then energy will be absorbed by hydrogen, and the electron in hydrogen will be excited to higher energy level and de-excited to lower energy level. While coming down, they will come to first level, second level, third level, etc. In such cases, how the spectrum will be obtained? When you observe the spectrum, students, so first line, second line, third line, fourth line, fifth line, sixth line, many infinite lines are there. N is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. Any higher level to the first level, when electron jumps from any higher level to the first level, so a set of lines will be observed by Lyman. Hence these are called Lyman series. Lyman series. Any higher energy level to the second energy level, then these were first observed by Balmer. Hence this series called Balmer series of lines. Any higher energy level to the, which level, that is the third level, discovered by Paschen. It is the name of scientist, Paschen series of lines. any higher energy level to the next level, that is called bracket series, and finally any higher energy level to the fifth level observed by Fund series. It is Fund series. Which series? Fund series. Here the important one is Lyman series, Balmer series, Paschen series, bracket series, Fund series. Students, this is what very important. Lyman, Balmer, Paschen, bracket and Fund series. Here to this lower energy level, it means any higher energy level to the first energy level. N1 is equal to 1. Any higher energy level to the second level, Balmer, N1 is equal to 2. Any higher energy level to the third level, N1 is equal to 3 for Paschen. Any higher energy level to the fourth level, that is for bracket 4 and 5. Getting students, it is very important to answer questions. Next, N2. N2 is nothing but any higher energy level. 1 is a ground level. Higher energy level is 2, 3, 4, etc. 2 is a ground level for this, and 3, 4, 5, etc. 3 is ground level, 4, 5, 6 higher energy levels. 4 is ground level, 5, 6, 7, etc. are higher energy levels. 6, 7, 8, etc. are higher energy levels. It means N1 value, the immediate next value is a higher energy level, that is N2 value. Easy to find. The first observed lines in the hydrogen spectrum are Balmer series. For Balmer series, N1 is equal to 2, N2 is equal to 3, 4, 5. So, first line in the Balmer series, N1 fixed, N2 will be 3. Second line in the Balmer series, N1 2, N2 will be 4. Third line in the Balmer series, N1 fixed, N2 will be 5. First line means N2 3, second line means N2 4, third line means N2 5. But N1 fixed. In Fund series, first line means N1 5, N2 6. Second line N2 7, third line N2 8, but N1 is 5 fixed. It's very important. It is Lyman series observed in UV region. Balmer series observed in visible region. It means the lines, wavelength observed in visible region. And these three observed in IR regions. UV, visible, IR. You have to remember this tabular form. It helps to solve many problems. Now, for all these lines observed in hydrogen spectrum, so we need to find the wave number of each line and the frequency of each line and the wavelength of each line. There is a formula, nu bar of each line in the hydrogen spectrum. Nu bar is nothing but 1 by lambda. It is equal to RH. RH is nothing but Rydberg constant. So into 1 by N1 square minus 1 by N2 square, students. Right? Rydberg constant value is 109677 centimeter inverse. So if you well known the nu bar, you can find the lambda, that is equal to 1 by nu bar. So simply second line in Balmer series, if they ask this question, calculate the wavelength or wave number of second line in the Balmer series. Balmer series means always N1 is equal to 2. Second line, first line N2 value will be 3. Second line N2 value will be 4. Substitute N1 2, N2 4, then you will get wave number. and this value should be substituted here. So very important. Next, number of spectral lines when electron jumps from fifth level to second level, fifth level to first level. Such questions they are asking. Number of spectral lines. Number of spectral lines. The formula will be n into n plus 1 by 2 it is. Number of spectral line n into n plus 1, where n is equal to n2 minus n1. n2 minus n1. For example, when electron jumps from fifth orbit to the first orbit, electron jumps from fifth orbit to the first orbit, how many number of spectral lines are possible on the spectrum? How to calculate? So n is equal to n2, higher one is 5, lower one is 1, that is 1. You will get 4. 4 will be substituted in the place of n. Then 4 into 4 plus 1 by 2. 5 into 4, 20 by 2. Then we will get answer 10 lines. When electron jumps from fifth orbit to the first orbit. For any question we can solve. It's very important, students. Be careful. Next, after that, Bohr's atomic model. We know already Bohr's atomic model. It was given by Niels Bohr. So electron revolve around the nucleus in a circular path. Those are called orbits. Orbits are indicated by 1, 2, 3, 4. Otherwise K, L, M, N. You remember this one. Very important. Next. So when electron jumps from lower to higher, energy absorbed, higher to lower, energy released. Angular momentum of an electron is equal to mvr is equal to nh by 2 pi. It is the formula, remember all of you. Angular momentum, where n is equal to number of orbits. Orbit number simply. This is about the Bohr's model. Postulates are there, we will. Drawbacks. It does not explain the spectrum of multiple electron species like helium, lithium, beryllium, etc. It only explains the hydrogen spectrum for single electron species. Next, it does not explain the Zeeman effect and Stark effect. It means splitting of spectral lines in the electrical field and magnetic field. And bonding, how it will be bonded and how atom will be stabilized. These points will not be explained. But he explained hydrogen spectrum. Next, energy of electron, radius of orbit, velocity of electron, time period, orbital frequency, all will be explained by Niels Bohr theory. Now, radius of orbit formula we will see, students. Derivation no need for us, it's a big one. We should know just which one. Radius of an orbit in the nth orbit. Radius of electron in the nth orbit. 52.9 picometers into n square. It is 52.9 picometers into n square by z. Z means atomic number, n means orbit number. Remember? Next, energy of an electron in nth orbit, that is equal to minus 13.6 electron volts. Formula in electron volts I am writing. You can take formulas in joules, kilojoules, calories, etc. You just verify formulas once. Now that is equal to into z square by n square. It is into z square by n square. Getting, students? Z is atomic number, n is the orbit number. So what is the energy of electron present in fifth orbit if they asked? So n is equal to 5 square. Then you will come to know answer. Next, after this is all about which one, students? Bohr's atomic model. So few more formulas are there. You verify once. After this, de Broglie's wavelength. De Broglie's wave equation. Formulas only we will see, students, not all. De Broglie's wave equation is lambda is equal to h by mv. mv is momentum, nothing but h by p, students. Mass increases, wavelength decreases. Mass decreases, wavelength increases. Getting, students? directly inversely proportionality. These two formulas are very, very important. Simple problems they are expecting in the CET point of view. After this, next one is Heisenberg uncertainty principle. It is difficult to find the exact momentum and position simultaneously of an electron. So the Heisenberg uncertainty principle is delta x into delta p greater than or equal to h by 4 pi, where p is equal to mv, simply delta x into m delta v greater than or equal to h by 4 pi. Very, very important formulas are. So it is uncertainty in the position, uncertainty in the velocity, uncertainty in the momentum. They will ask any one of these three. This is about Heisenberg uncertainty principle. After this, quantum mechanics developed by Erwin Schrödinger and Heisenberg. So quantum mechanics tells about the three-dimensional arrangement of electrons around the nucleus in x direction, y direction, z direction. So in that case, the Schrödinger given the term that is psi square. Psi is nothing but amplitude or wave function of an electron. Psi square is called orbital. What is that? Orbital. Orbit given by Niels Bohr. Orbital given by, who's that? Erwin Schrödinger. You know the definition of orbital? Where the probability of finding an electron is maximum, that area is called orbital, right? Node, number of nodes. Node means where the probability of finding an electron is 0, the electron density 0 in a particular place, that place called node. Nodal planes, number of nodes formula is equal to n minus L minus 1. Is the formula. N is equal to principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number. We'll discuss now. Now, quantum numbers are very, very important. First one is principal quantum number, that is indicated by n. So n values may be 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Otherwise k, l, m, n. We can represent like this. It represents the energy of an electron, radius of an orbit, right? It indicated by letter n, discovered by Niels Bohr. Remember these values, that's it. Next, after this, azimuthal quantum number, indicated by L, it is. L values are 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. 0 means E for S, and it is P for D, L value for F orbit is 3. They will not provide. We should remember carefully. So follow this tabular form perfectly. It helps a lot. L values. Azimuthal quantum number represents or indicates or explains the shape of three-dimensional orbitals. S spherical, P dumbbell, D double dumbbell, and F shape will be complex shape. Next, after this, magnetic quantum number. Magnetic quantum number values represents the possible three-dimensional orientation. 1 orientation, 3 orientations, 5 orientations, 7 orientation, like that. So these values are minus L to 0 to plus L. For example, if L is equal to 0, M value also 0. If L is equal to 1, M value will be minus 1, 0, plus 1. 3 possible orientations. If L is equal to 2, minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2. 5 possible orientations. Understood? L value 0, M is also 0. L value 1, M value will be minus 1, but not M value will be minus 2. Remember, always equal. Last one, spin quantum number. Spin quantum number represents the spin of a revolving electron in clockwise, otherwise anti-clockwise. If it is clockwise, represented by plus half. If it is anti-clockwise, so clockwise, plus half, anti-clockwise minus half it is. These are the quantum numbers. You remember students, n value must be always higher and L value must be lower than n value, n value higher than L value, otherwise L value lower than, and M value and L value almost equal, otherwise M value greater than L value, no problem, but L value should not be greater than M value. This is very important, right? So which of the following set of quantum numbers are correct? Like that they are asking questions. For example, 2D, for example 2p is given. What are the 4 quantum numbers for 2p orbital? 2 means n is equal to 2. P means L value for P is 1, that is L is equal to 1, right? M value may be minus 1, otherwise 0, otherwise plus 1, correct? And S may be plus half or minus half, whatever it may be, right students? After that, the last concept in this chapter is filling of electrons. How to fill electrons? There are 3 rules: half-bow rules, Pauli's rule and Hund's rule. Half-bow rule, lowest energy orbitals filled first followed by highest. 2s and 3p, which is filled first? 2s lower energy. We need to follow n plus L rule. Which is having lower n plus L value, that should be filled first followed by the higher n plus L value. Next, after this Pauli's rule, only 2 electrons available in one orbital but not 3 electrons. For example, so 2p is there, it has 3 orbitals. In each there are only 2 electrons, but not 3 or 1 electron. Maximum 2 electrons can accommodate. That is called Pauli's exclusion principle. After that, last rule, Hund's rule. So in degenerate orbital, degenerate means same energy, px, py, pz, all are having same energy. Those are called degenerate orbitals. In degenerate orbitals, the filling of electrons must be first half filled, then only pairing will takes place. After that only pairing takes place. It means in degenerate orbitals, all the orbitals singly occupied first, then only pairing starts. That is called Hund's rule. Understood all of you? With this, I revised the concepts of which one students? Structure of atom. Let us discuss bits of structure of atom. Okay students, let us discuss bits from structure of atom. In assignment number 1, there are 120 bits. 1 to 30 bits belong to basic concepts of chemistry. 31 to 68 bits belong to structure of atom. Among 31 to 68, among these 38 bits, I will discuss a few bits. Remaining you try today only students. So I hope you are trying at home also. Do sincerely, then you will come to know clearly, and it's very easy to write test, especially part test also. Now let us start with 31 bit number. The ratio between the number of neutrons in C12 and silicon 30. Neutron number is nothing but mass number minus atomic number. Number of neutrons is equal to mass number minus atomic number, that is nothing but a proton number. Carbon C12, if you observe, mass number will be 12, it is mass number 12. And atomic number of carbon 6, total is 6. 6 neutrons in which one? That is C12. Next, silicon 30, mass number will be 30. Silicon atomic number is 14, then you will get 16. Neutrons in silicon 16. Neutrons in carbon will be 6. So, carbon neutrons 6, silicon neutrons 16. 2 3s, 2 8s, 3:8 ratio. So, hence the right option is option A, correct students. 33. the charge on an atom containing 17 protons, 18 neutrons and 18 electrons is. So proton number is nothing but atomic number. X it is 17 it is. 17 atomic number is nothing but a chlorine. We know already it is chlorine. Getting students? Next. 18 neutrons. 18 neutrons in the sense protons plus neutrons. Neutron is equal to mass number minus atomic number. Then mass number is equal to neutrons plus atomic number. Neutrons how many given? 18. Atomic number is nothing but number of protons, that is equal to 70. Totally mass number is equal to 35. So mass number is equal to 35. Getting students? Right. So 18 electrons are there. 17 electrons are there. 17 protons are there. Proton and electrons are same. Atom will be neutral. But electrons one extra given. Extra electron will be taken as -1. If 2 extra electron given, then -2. 3 extra given, 17 given 0. 17, 18 given -1. 17, 19 if they gave electrons, then -2. Then 17 protons, 18 electrons. It means one extra electron is there than that of protons. Hence it is -1. Answer will be option A correct. 35. The alpha particles are generally helium particles called alpha particle, also called alpha radiation. Answer will be nuclei of helium. Option C correct. Okay students, next bit number 37. Set of isoelectronic ions among the following is. Isoelectronic ions in the sense the set of species having same number of electrons called isoelectronic species. So I will verify the right option, you verify the wrong option also students. Now the right option is option C correct. Chlorine atomic number 17. -1 is there, one extra electron is there. That's why 18 electrons are there. Here 18 electrons. Potassium, if it is neutral, atomic number is equal to electron number. We know already. Potassium atomic number 19. If it is neutral, 19 electrons are there. But here +1 is there. +1 means one electron subtraction. So 19 protons are there, but 18 electrons only available. Because +1 is there, that's why 1 must be subtracted. Sulfur atomic number 16. If it is neutral, 16 electrons also. But -2 given, -1. There are -1. It means 2 extra electrons. If it is neutral, 16 electrons. If it is -2, 18 electrons. It means 18 electrons present in option C. If you verify, you won't get. Next bit. Among A1020, 1121, 1122, 1222, the isomer combination is, you know, isotopes, same atomic number, different mass number. Isobars, same mass number, different atomic number. Same mass number for these two, different atomic number. Mass number same. So option C correct. C and D are the set of which one, that is isobar. Next, bit number 43. The number of photons of light having wave number given is X. In 1 joule of energy source, students, number of photons they are asking. Number of photons is how much? N is your question. Wave number is indicated by nu bar is equal to X. Getting? Next, energy is 1 joule. E is equal to joule. 1 joule it is. 1. You know the formula, students? E is equal to NH C by lambda. Already given, that is C by lambda. NH nu. it is 1 by lambda. 1 by lambda is equal to nu bar. Simply you can take it as HC nu bar. We want HC nu bar. HC nu bar. N is there already. N should be there. NHC nu bar. 1 by lambda is equal to nu bar. Rest of the formula will be remains the same. Now, so I want N. N is the formula required. E is equal to NH nu bar. NHC nu bar. N is equal to E by HC. So N is equal to E by HC nu bar. Yes. Getting? So energy is equal to 1 joule. It is by HC. H constant. Planck's constant. C light velocity, 3 into 10 to the power minus 10 meters. So it is C. It is constant. And nu bar is equal to X. So answer is 1 by HCX for this question. So option D correct, students. Okay students, next 45, bit number 45. As frequency of light increases, the momentum of its photon will be. Wavelength and momentum relation as per de Broglie's hypothesis. That is, de Broglie's equation is lambda is equal to h by mv. It is also taken as lambda is equal to h by p. Just now discussed. H by p it is. Okay. So lambda increases. Lambda and frequency, already nu is equal to c by lambda. Lambda and frequency will be inversely proportionality. Lambda decreases, frequency increases. Lambda decreases, momentum also increases. It means lambda decreases, momentum increases. Getting, students? Lambda decreases, momentum increases. Lambda and frequency will be inversely. Lambda decreases, frequency increases, momentum also increases. So these two will be directly proportionality and these two will be inversely proportionality. Getting all of you? Yes. Okay. Frequency of light increases, the momentum also increases. Option A correct, students. Line spectrum is a characteristic of atoms. Band will be a characteristic of molecules. Option A correct. The wave number of alpha line, very very important. These lines are indicated by alpha, beta, gamma, delta. Otherwise 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. First line, second line, third line, fourth line, like that. So wave number is indicated by nu bar is equal to 1 by lambda. It is equal to RH, R into 1 by n1 square minus 1 by n2 square. 1 by n1 square minus 1 by n2 square. Getting, students? Balmer series, already. For Balmer series, remember, n1 is equal to 2, second one. Balmer series. N2 is equal to Balmer series. N2 is equal to for Balmer series. Alpha line is the first line. N2 is equal to 3. If beta line is there, N2 4. If gamma line is there, N2 5. Delta line is there, N2 6. Substitute here, students. Nu bar is equal to R into 1 by 2 square minus 1 by 3 square. 1 by 2 square is how much it is? R into 1 by 4 minus 1 by 9 it is. 9 4s are 36. Then how much you will get? 9 minus 5 you will get. 5 by 9 minus 4 you will get. 5 by 36. It means 5R by 36 is the right answer. Option A correct, students, to this. Okay, students, we'll move to the next bit. the ratio between the potential energy and total energy of an electron of atom is. So now a ratio is required for us. The ratio will be potential energy versus total energy ratio required for us. Potential energy is minus ZE square by R. It is the formula for potential energy of an electron in an atom. Formula need to remember, ZE square by R. Next, this will be minus half ZE square by R. It is also almost same, minus half ZE square by R. ZE square by R, ZE square by R will be cancelled. Minus and minus becomes plus. 2 will be shifted to numerator, becomes 2:1 or 2 by 1. Answer will be last option, D correct. Next students, 55. Angular momentum of an electron in the M shell of hydrogen atom is, I gave already 1, 2, 3, 4. Otherwise KLMN. K means 1. L means 2, M means 3, where M indicates 3, N value will be 3. The formula will be, angular momentum formula, MVR is equal to NH by 2 pi, NH by 2 pi, where N is equal to M in the sense third one, KLM, 1, 2, 3, N is equal to 3H by 2 pi. 3H by 2 pi in the sense, answer A correct students. Next, the wavelength of golf ball weighing 200 grams and moving with a speed of 5 meters per hour is, wavelength they are asking. It means lambda is equal to how much? And mass given already students. What is the mass given? 200 grams. 200 grams will be taken as 200 into 10 to the power of minus 3 kgs I am taking. Getting students? Next, velocity will be, velocity given is equal to how much? 5 meter per hour. 5 meter per hour. It means hour must be converted into seconds also or minutes, then you can. Yes, lambda is equal to H by Mp. H is equal to formula 6.626 into 10 to the power of minus 34, Planck's constant. Joule seconds, units, Planck's constant. 1 joule equal to kg meter square second power minus 2 into second. This is joule, it is second, joule second, by mass is equal to 200 into 10 to the power of minus 3 kgs. Next, velocity is equal to 5 meter per hour, 5 meter per hour, 5 meters per hour. 1 hour equal to 60 minutes 60 seconds, right? Then this 60 into 60 shifted to numerator, then second also shifted to numerator, second into second, second square into second power minus 2 will be cancelled, kg cancelled, meter square cancelled, left is meter. Wavelength you will get answer wavelength in meters. If you solve this, you will get answer C correct. Okay students, next bit 59. Which of the following has largest wavelength provided all have equal velocity? In such cases need to follow de Broglie's wavelength. So lambda is equal to H by Mv. Velocity is the same for all, that's why it's a constant, leave that term. Mass decreases, wavelength will be increases. They are asking largest. Largest means mass must be decreases, wavelength will be increases, because both will be inversely proportionality. Lower mass, carbon dioxide 44 grams, carbon 12, O2 32. Nitrogen 14 plus 3 is 17. O 16 plus 16, O2 16 plus 16 32. Next N2 14 plus 14 28. Lower the mass, wavelength will be higher. So lower mass, B option correct. The number of nodes for 5p orbitals. Number of nodes formula is n minus L minus 1. Number of nodes formula n minus L minus 1. Where 5p given. For 5p, number 5 is n value. L value for p orbital is 1. 0, 1, 2, 3 already given. 0, 1, 2, 3 and S, P, D, F. This is L value. Right? It's a p orbital. For p, L value 1. Then L equal to 1 for p. Minus 1 is there. Then you will get 3 answer. So option B correct. An orbital made of 4 lobes can have the following quantum numbers. 4 lobes means that should be like this. It is a double dumbbell, na? First lobe, second lobe, third lobe, fourth lobe. Double dumbbell shape is nothing but d orbital. We know already d orbital shape. Right, students? D orbital starts in third shell only. 2D not possible. Getting all of you? 3D possible. It means 3D. N must be 3. Number must be 3. For D, L value will be 2. For D, L value will be 2. Yes, L value 2. If L is equal to 2, M value must be minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2. It may be M value must be minus 2, 2, plus 2. Whatever the value we can consider. But not minus 3 or plus 3. Ranging between minus 2 to plus 2. So which is option? N is equal to 3. L is equal to 2. M may be minus 2 plus 2 minus 1 plus 1 or 0, whatever. Yes. But if you observe this, N is equal to 2, 2. Not possible, students. And N is equal to 3, L is equal to 1. Okay. But M is equal to minus 2 given. L equal to 2 it should be. It should not be 1. That's why wrong. And this is possible, students. N is equal to 3. If N is equal to 3, L must be 2 only, but not 3. N value always greater than L. Otherwise, L value should be lower than N. Hence, right option is C. Okay, students. Next bit 65. Uncertainty in the position of a particle of mass 25 grams is 10 to the power minus 5. What is the uncertainty in its velocity? Formula you know already. Delta x into m delta v is equal to h by 4 pi. This is the formula, students. And I want uncertainty in its velocity delta v is equal to h by 4 pi m delta x. It is our required formula, students. Take it as 1. Now, conclusion. H is equal to 6.626 into 10 to the power of minus 34 joules seconds. And pi value, you know, mass is equal to 25 grams given. It will be taken as 25 into 10 to the power of minus 3 kgs. I converted mass grams into kgs. Next. Uncertainty in the position is nothing but delta x given already 10 to the power of minus 5 meters. Right? It is joule second. Substitute all these three values in the expression 1. then delta V is equal to 6.626 into 10 to the power of minus 34 by minus 34 by. So H is equal to 4 pi na, pi means 3.14 into mass 25 into 10 to the power of minus 3, 25 into 10 to the power of minus 3 into delta X is 10 to the power of minus 5, 10 to the power of minus 5, right? Once you solve this calculation, you'll get answer. So options I didn't write, students, here. So the answer for this question is 0.5 into 10 to the power of minus 23. 0.5 into 10 to the power of minus 23 meter per second you will get answer. It is uncertainty in the position. Option D, students. Didn't write options, check once. Next, after this question, 67. The minimum energy required to be supplied to hydrogen atom to push electron from second orbit to the third orbit. So for such questions, change in energy, that is delta E is equal to, so 13.6, electron volts formula 13.6 into 1 by n1 square minus 1 by n2 square. Formula, students, it is. So 13.6 electron volts into n1 value will be second orbit, it is 2 square. n2 value will be third orbit, that is 1 by 3 square. Already we have discussed such calculation. 1 by 4 minus 1 by 9 it is. 1 by 4 minus 1 by 9. 1, it means 5 by 36. Then you will get 13.6 into 5 by 36. You will get. Once you solve, so units for this one will be electron volts. 1.9 electron volts of energy is required to push the electron from second orbit to the third orbit in hydrogen atom. Students, with this bits from structure of atom also completed. Tomorrow we'll start the next chapter, synopsis, followed by the bits.